What's up?
Up, down, up, down. Clear.
Oshawa ground, this is Foxtrot Mike Victor uniform on the main apron with information Gulf requesting my IFR clearance.
Foxtrot Mike Victor uniform, Oshawa ground, good day. Clear to the Muskoka Airport by the Oshawa 6 departure, flight plan route, runway 12, squawk 4376.
Clear to the Muskoka Airport via flight planned route, Oshawa 6 departure, squawk 4376. Mike Victor uniform.
Mike Victor uniform, read back correct, advise ready taxi.
Oshawa ground, Foxtrot Mike Victor uniform, ready to taxi.
Mike Victor uniform, runway 12 and 180 at 6, altimeter 3002, taxi Alpha, Bravo, contact tower 120.1, holding short, runway 12.
Alpha Bravo, contact tower holding short 12, Mike Victor uniform.
Echo Fox Zulu, taxi Bravo, contact tower holding short, runway 12. Mike Victor uniform, how much longer until you're ready to go?
Ready to go, Mike Victor uniform.
Mike Victor uniform, line up runway 12 and wait rate of release.
Line up and wait 12, Mike Victor uniform.
Foxtrot Yankee Alpha, Oshawa ground.
Oshawa ground, Foxtrot Yankee Alpha, requesting taxi for run up for full stop circuits.
Foxtrot Yankee Alpha, ground taxi via Bravo, Foxtrot, hold short, runway 12. Mike Victor uniform, contact Toronto Center 133.4, leaving 1,500, wind 150 at 6, clear takeoff, runway 12.
Mike Victor uniform, cleared for takeoff, runway 12. Contact Toronto Center 133.4, passing 1,500. Toronto Center, Foxtrot, Mike Victor uniform, passing 1,600 off of Oshawa.
Oshawa Mike Victor uniform, Toronto terminal, climb 5,000.
Climb 5,000, Foxtrot, Mike Victor uniform.
Mike Victor uniform, squawk ident.
Ident, Mike Victor uniform.
Victor uniform, you're identified. When able, left direct Muskoka.
Left direct Muskoka, Mike Victor uniform.
Just 534 with you, 1,500 to 3,000 on the 5th.
That's 534, Toronto Center, you're identified. Climb 5,000.
Okay, 5,000, just 534.
Victor uniform, contact Toronto Center 13425.
13425, Mike Victor uniform.
That's 534, contact Toronto departure 1288.
28.8, bye.
Toronto, Foxtrot, Mike Victor uniform, 3,300 climbing.
Foxtrot, Mike Victor uniform, Toronto Center, climb 6,000, Peterborough altimeter 3002.
Climb 6,000, Peterborough altimeter 3002, Mike Victor uniform.
Passport 2940, are you getting any ELT signal now? We just had another report.
Yeah, we are getting ELT signal right now. That's for 2940.
Passport 2940, how long have you been getting it and how strong?
30 minutes strong. That's for 2940.
Foxtrot, Mike Victor uniform, level 6,000.
Mike Victor uniform, roger. Air Canada 409, plan the ILS runway 05.
05, thank you, Air Canada 409. Air Canada 841.
Air Canada 841, go ahead.
We are also picking up an ELT on 21.5, but only with the squelch off, so it's kind of a weak signal for us.
Air Canada 841, roger, thank you.
And Center Dashboard 2940, we just left the ELT.
42940, roger.
Hey everyone, welcome back. So when I woke up this morning, it was IFR weather. There was a solid cloud at 1,500 feet, and the airport that we're going to had cloud down to 500 feet, which is the minimum. And I thought, yes, let's get in the plane and we'll practice some IFR procedures. Of course, by the time I got to the airport and pulled Mike Victor uniform out, beautiful blue sky. So nothing we can do about that, but we're still on an IFR flight plan. We're still flying to the same airport. We're still going to practice our, all of the procedures, talking to air traffic control, and doing the approach. We're going to do an RNAV into Muskoka, probably RNAV Runway 18. I should change to bifocals. Let me put my bifocals on. Okay, bifocals. 59. I tried progressives, and I just couldn't get used to them. I went back twice and had the lenses remade, thinking that maybe they were off a little bit. They just gave me a headache. I couldn't get used to them, so I went for a straight-on, full-on bifocal. And these are I leave them in the plane. Because people have been asking about
Mike Victor uniform, are you picking up any ELT signal?
Mike Victor uniform, I am not.
Mike Victor uniform, roger, thank you.
Some of the airliners have been picking up an emergency signal on 121.5, and I've been listening in, but I don't hear it. So either someone's hit the ground.
Canada 841 to send 14,000.
14,000, Canada 841. We are still hearing an ELT, but only very weak with the squawk.
Air Canada 841, roger, thank you.
I don't hear the ELT, so maybe somebody's landed hard on a grass strip somewhere around here, or they've had an actual emergency, but I don't hear them on 121.5. Anyway, you've been asking about the engine, so we're still moving ahead with preparations for an engine upgrade.
7959, contact Toronto Terminal 1334.
1334, and we are picking up that signal into runway 2 for Jet 759.
7959, roger, thank you.
We are still moving forward with our plans on the engine. Here's what's happening. I got all the prices for an overhaul, and the prop has to be overhauled at the same time. I'm timed out on the prop as well. Based on the discussions I've had about an overhaul, for the engine, I don't think it's possible. We've talked about what the problems are inside the engine with the overhaulers, and they have sort of laid out what parts we're likely to need. And the cost of that overhaul approaches what a whole 180 horsepower brand new engine with the STC and so on and so forth would cost to put in the airplane. So it's one of those no-brainers where, fixing the old is almost at the same price as starting fresh, firewall forward. So we're moving forward with the idea of upgrading, putting in one of the STCs for a 180 horsepower engine. And as part of that, I've approached all of the players to see if we could work a deal to put together a series of how the whole thing comes together. And so far that's been pretty positive. We haven't signed anything yet, but the deals that I'm seeking with these with the companies that are involved is a discount for my services.
Canada 841 to send 13,000.
13,000.
A discount for my services to put together a video series. So we're sort of inching our way through that process, and hopefully that comes together.
Uniform traffic at your 11 o'clock, 10 miles southbound, Dash 8 Delta, descending to 1,000 feet above.
Looking for traffic. I've got them on the box.
Dash 42632, traffic at your 11 o'clock, about 10 miles northbound, Cessna 172, 1,000 feet below cleared.
Check looking for traffic, Dash 42632.
And so if I can get these discounts over the line, That would significantly lower the cost of putting a 180 horsepower engine in this plane as compared to having the 145 horsepower engine overhauled and buying a new prop. And with
Air
the
Canada 409, contact on arrival 1328.
Order 32 Air Canada 409, good morning.
with the STC, I'm looking for traffic. There's someone about 1,000 feet above me coming head on, but I don't have a visual. Got them. No conflict.
Visual on the traffic dashboard, 266.
Visual on traffic, Mike Victor uniform.
Mike Victor uniform, sorry, what's it again?
Visual on the traffic, Mike Victor uniform.
Victor uniform, roger.
And so with that STC, we would also need to buy a new prop. Well, the prop is part of the STC package anyway. So I'm working on that, but timelines what they are, we probably won't get around to doing that work until the end of August. And by the time we get that work done and I film everything that...
2632 descend to 6,000. 6,000, that's 2636.
By the time I get that work done and we get all the editing, you won't see anything until probably January 2027. This is a long, drawn-out process. So you're going to see a lot of me flying this airplane between now and the end of 2026 with the old engine. Wind is 160 at 7
And 8 for 1, contact arrival now 1328.
at Muskoka. So I'm going to anticipate RNAV Runway 18. RNAV 18, AWAS 124.
2632, contact final terminal now 1334.
124.57 is the AWAS. 122.3 is Timmins radio for Muskoka when we get a little bit closer. RNAV 18, safe altitude within 100 kilometers, 100 nautical miles is 3,500. We will probably approach from Iqville. Iqville to Satem 2,500, and then from Satem in at 181 degrees. Plan across Abep at 2,500 in order to grab the glide path. It is an LNAV approach, and missed approach, climb 2,900 on a track of 181 to Tidon.
Stop here at 1050, just spell that for me.
For the numbers, people, we've got a true airspeed of 117 miles per hour. We're burning 6.8 gallons of fuel per hour, and we have a 7-mile-an-hour headwind.
Mike Victor uniform, Toronto, do you know what approach you're flying there into Muskoka?
I'd like to do RNAV 18 from Iqville, Mike Victor uniform.
You're on guard. Mike Victor uniform, roger, clear direct to Iqville.
Proceed to Iqville, Mike Victor uniform. Okay, so on the Avidyne, we've got GPS to LNAV plus V. We'll also have vertical guidance on this. We're going to go Iqville, Satem, Opnep, runway, and then missed approach is climb to Tidon.
Taken at 1611 Zulu, wind variable 5, visibility 6.
Mike Victor uniform, Toronto, you are clear to Muskoka Airport, RNAV runway 18 approach.
Clear to the Muskoka Airport, RNAV 18 approach, Mike Victor uniform.
Mike Victor uniform, Mike, you can change over to the, I guess it'll be the traffic frequency there now, 1223. Just make sure you just give me a call when you're down and clear on the 1888 number.
I'll call you on the 1888 number, switching over to 122.3, Mike Victor uniform.
Mike Victor uniform, roger, thanks.
Toronto Center switched me over to the mandatory frequency for Muskoka. Usually it's a mandatory frequency to talk to somebody in Timmins because it's a flight service station. The flight service station is out today, so it's just pilots talking to themselves. So I've dialed in the Muskoka mandatory frequency, and I've got Toronto. I'm listening to him on the other radio. I can see the Muskoka Airport. So, you know, it's there. Muskoka traffic, Cessna 172, Foxtrot, Mike Victor uniform, currently 15 miles southeast of the field, inbound for the RNAV runway 18, Muskoka. Wheels down in 23 minutes at Muskoka, Mike Victor uniform. Okay, everything's in, everything's on. Tanks are both locked. Both are on. Mixture, go full rich at this point. Carb heat, don't need it just yet. Approaching Igville, we are 3,000. Let's drop to 2,500. Next radio call in 2 minutes. Muskoka traffic, Cessna 172, Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, 10 miles northeast of the field, initiating RNAV Runway 18, wheels down in 9 minutes, Muskoka. Okay, we're passing our first fix, Igville.
Muskoka traffic, Juliet Delta Kilos, turn and final 18, full stop.
Next stop, Satem. Muskoka traffic, Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, 10 miles final, RNAV Runway 18, wheels down in 6 minutes, Muskoka. Okay, LNAV plus V is in. Another check, everything's in, everything's on, both locked. Carb heat, not yet. Both banks are on, mixture full rich. LNAV plus V, just passed Obnep, we just passed Satem. Next is Obnep. Radio calls made, no one else in the pattern at this point. Glide path has come in over here on the Dynon. So this all talks to each other. The ProPilot, Autopilot, the Avidyne, and the Dynon. And at this point, I'm going to switch this switch. The Autopilot source will now go to the IFD. And so the IFD will bring us on the glide path with the ProPilot. And we're on the glide path. Muskoka traffic, Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, short final runway 18, full stop, Muskoka. Approaching minimums.
Radio, Foxtrot, Zulu, Romeo in Muskoka.
Minimums. Muskoka traffic, Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, clear of runway 18 on the main apron, Muskoka. Muskoka traffic, Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, holding short 36 on the main apron, Muskoka. Muskoka traffic, Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, entering the runway, backtracking 18 for departure, Muskoka. Muskoka traffic, Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, rolling on runway 18, straight out departure, southbound, Mike, Muskoka. Airspeed's alive, everything's green, 45, 50. Definitely rusty. Definitely rusty. Oh, I didn't fly as much this winter as I wanted to. Couldn't. We had a lot of really bad weather days. A lot of icing, low cloud. Kept me on the ground. And so probably good that today was a clear sky. Overall, I think the approach was good. until I got onto final, and that transition, I don't know. I didn't feel fully comfortable with the transition. Came in a little bit too fast. That's why I practice. Just got to keep practicing. I am a fairly new instrument-rated pilot, so lots of practice in my future. Heading back to Oshawa. Oshawa Tower, Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform.
Foxtrot Mike Victor Uniform, Oshawa Tower.
Oshawa Tower, Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, Cessna 172, currently at 3,500 over the town of Greenbank, inbound for landing, last departed Muskoka.
Mike Victor Uniform Tower, runway 12 and 19, wind 190 at 9, altimeter 3003, cleared left base, report entering the control zone.
Left base for 12, report entering the zone, Mike Victor Uniform.
Mike Victor Uniform, traffic exiting at the intersection, cleared to land runway 12.
Cleared 12, Mike Victor Uniform.
Golf Oscar Yankee Juliet, are you on the frequency?
Yankee Juliet uniform report entering the control zone.
Yankee Juliet uniform, roger, number 2, following Cirrus, approaching 5 miles per mile. They're still outside the zone, straight in runway 12.
Oshawa Tower, Golf. Alpha Romeo, get ready for departure.
Offshore ground, Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform on Charlie, requesting taxi to the pumps.
Mike Victor Uniform, give way to the blue and white Cessna, taxi your right to left, then taxi off the main apron.
Alpha to the main apron, Mike Victor Uniform. London Radio, this is Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform.
Foxtrot Mike Victor Uniform on radio.
London Radio, Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, Cessna 172 on a VFR flight plan from Muskoka to Oshawa. I have arrived. I'd like to close, please.
Roger, VFR flight plan is closed. Loading service terminated. Have a good day.
You as well. Thank you.